Hello, Duke Brander here. And so I'm going to do a series of videos to show left-handed sword and shield techniques that I recommend left-handed fighters learn how to use against right-handed sword and shield fighters. Being a right-handed sword and shield fighter, I have observed these techniques being used against me by lefty fighters and against others that I've watched them execute these different attacks on. And these lefty kata, if you will also show that the right-handed fighter can use them as effectively against the left-handed sword and shield fighter as well if they've practiced them. So this first one I'm going to call the bread and butter return head cut lefty master level technique. So I'm fighting sword and shield, got my sword in my left hand. I've done a lot of Florentine over the years, so I'm pretty ambidextrous. And so this technique is basically got to be just the return head cut, right? So just a simple return head cut, starting with the lead by a lefty, has got to be there to there, right? So go to here. But then what I really want to do is I want to use my movement and my shield to control my opponent and get around their shield a little bit so that my return cut can get over their shield easier. So the basic technique is going to be, I'm going to be stepping to my right with my front foot to get around their shield a little bit. And as I do that, I come up and I make the cut. Right? So from sword shoulder or point forward guard, just like that. And then you see how that back foot kind of carries around, and I'm using my body to turn that cut and to get me around more towards the kind of back two-thirds of their helmet. Yeah. Okay. So then, and you can do that cut with any initial lead cut or movement, right? I can be out here at C range and I can step in and do it, right? I can be out here at C range, and as I step, I come across. So I did the lead first. So then the more master level technique options are going to be, when I do that technique, the basic one, right? I not only come across like I just showed, but I'm going to use my shield to press on their shield so that they can't use it to make that block. So in slow motion, it's got to look like here, and as I come across, the shield comes out, presses as I make that cut. So it makes their shield hard to move up to block for them. During that press, I'm also paying attention to blocking the left side of my body. This is blocking my head, the sword. But my body, as you can see, is wide open. But on that press, so on the basic one, as I come across, that shield on my rotation covers my body, or my leg if it has to go down, right? In here, see it? But also on the shield press, as I press, it can also press and shift up or down for that block too. Okay? So, there. Okay? The Next level is going to be, I'm going to move to my left to show, trying to get around my opponent towards their sword side, but that's just a body feint to come here and then come around. So I get them to move their shield, right? Kind of shifts their shield to their sword side, and doing so then it's easier for me to control with a press, and I'm getting around that shield even easier because of where my movement has made them put their shield. Okay, so those are some of those methods of doing that, but it's really important to remember that as we step and cut, that body, see that body turn for that return, and also see that back leg shifting, and then the recovery from that guard is just going to be here, and back up, okay? Or continue to attack. You can also practice that by being here, rotate, here, rotate, right? Okay? So that's the bread and butter lefty return head cut on and against a right-handed sword and shield fighter.